Right back at it. We're going to start here. Let's see, Q11. We're going to get really negative here and try and figure out what's wrong with my tablet. Just started acting up, so they're doing updating on the software here and there. So we've got 8 times 2 times 5 minus 2, right, parentheses, plus 6 parentheses 7 times 9 minus 28. This is why you need PEMDAS. It's the traffic cop of math. Also, your calculators do know PEMDAS, but you should write out all the steps so that we believe you know how to do it. You will only get about half credit if you just turn in the answers, and full credit if you turn in the answers and your worksheets, okay? So, PEMDAS. Let's look at the operations first. So, unwritten, multiplication, multiplication, subtraction, addition, unwritten, multiplication, multiplication, subtraction, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-step PEMDAS, okay? This is major. This is big leagues. If you made it to this video, congratulations. So we're going to go in. We've got 2 sets of parentheses, right? So the rule is, this is the P in PEMDAS, M or D, A or S. So if you have 2 of the same level at the same time you're looking at, we're going to work left to right. So we look at these parentheses first, okay? What's happening here? And inside these, we look for more parentheses in case they're nested. Luckily, they aren't. And then we look for individual operations, and we look for multiplication because we have to do that first, or division, and then addition or subtraction. So that tells us we're going to start with the multiplication right here. This is our first, oops, hey, won't write. Well, multiplication first, and then this will be second. So I'm going to just evaluate 10 minus 2 and put it back in parentheses with the 8 there plus 6, 7 times 9, not 7.9 minus 28. Okay, then we're going to evaluate. I like to change colors for each evaluation. 10 minus 2 is 8. Keep those parentheses one more time. And then 8 times 8, let's go green. We get 64 plus 6 times 7. You know what? I think I'm just thinking. It's going to be okay that we did this, but I think technically once we got this far, we should have done this side. We should have come over here. Let me back that out. I'd hate to get arrested by the PEMDAS police. All right. So, no PEMDAS operations, there's no operations in these parentheses, so we're going to look over here, and it's the same kind of deal as we just had, so we're going to do 7 times 9, get 63 minus 28, times 6 plus 8 times 8, okay? So now we're going to evaluate. Let's do black. Oops. If we can. 63 minus 28. 60 minus 20 is 40. 43 minus 8 is how much? 35. Is that right? 35. Keep those parentheses for now. Times 6 plus 8 times 8. So right now, if we were to look at the operations, we have multiplication, addition, and multiplication. And I forgot my right parenthesis here. So excited. So we should start with the multiplication on the left. If we want to do this kosher, so 64 plus 6 times 35. So the way you can do this in your head fairly easily is to go define 35 as 30 plus 5. And then distribute the 6 over both of these elements, which we are going to do a lot of between now and next spring. 6 times 30 is 180, right? 6 times 3 is 18, and there's another 0, so add that. Plus 6 times 5 is 30, Add those together, you get 210. So if you do that long enough, like if you become a teacher of math, then you'll be able to do that pretty quickly. And then final step in the evaluation is 64 plus 210. That looks like a 274 to me. Let's see what it says. 274. Oh, good. Oh, joy. And then I think the next one, Q13. Okay, this one is scary. 2 times negative 2 minus 6 minus 1. And if any of you want worksheets in this, I could share some out. I like to go to Khan myself because it doesn't waste paper, but if you are a paper person, let me know. I can connect you. I know someone in the industry. Now, there are a lot of great websites, and I can advise you. So, new wrinkle in this PEMDAS. I'm so excited we get to expand our conversation about this. We've been talking about parentheses. Did you see a new type of parenthesis here? This bar, the bar between the numerator and the denominator, is also a form of parenthesis as far as PEMDAS is concerned. So we want to do all of the top and all of the bottom before we let the numbers interact with each other. So let's take a look at the top. I'm going to fill in the operations. We've got multiplication, subtraction, and multiplication. So that's pretty obvious. Down below, we do have an operation in the parentheses, and then we have multiplication, and we have an exponent. Exponent. So they finally gave us one. All right, so where do we start? It doesn't matter if you do the top or the bottom first. So I'm going to start with 2 times negative 2. It's negative 4, right? Minus 6 times negative 1. And I know it's a pain, but then the next thing we're going to do is evaluate the other side, the multiplication. So we've got negative, and is this? No, it's not even showing up again. Wow. Okay. All right, what I'm going to do, stop mirroring, start mirroring. Oops. All right, so here's what I was just doing that you didn't see. And I don't know, did I miss one? I mean, did I completely, was there one that was completely not even there? Let's see if I can pull it back. Let's see. The one I did last. Does this look right? Let's see. Darn it. Where did we start? Oh, 11, right? Q11. Yeah, okay. I guess this one didn't get seen. So, sorry, and thanks for hanging in there and watching this if you did. And then my tablet keeps slipping down. It's as if gravity's pulling it. I guess you could do a screenshot and look at this image while you replay that video. But I wrote in the operations. I follow the same steps every time. Write in the operations and count them just for bragging rights. Like this was a 7-step PEMDAS problem. And we're working inside the parentheses. Oh yeah, and then I worked down and I kept going. I got carried away and I should have switched to the other side. So I backed up and did that. And we evaluated what was in the parentheses on the right side. And then we went down and we had just three operations left: multiplication, addition, and multiplication. And we added those up and we did get the correct answer. And now you know how I did it. Oh, and I talked also about how to use the distributive property to do multiplication like in your head or more quickly. 6 times 35. Also sometimes like 6, you can divide it by 2, get 3. And then you can multiply 35 by 2 and get 70. 3 times 70 is 210. So more than one way to skin a cat. If you take half of one and double the other and multiply them together, you'll get the same product. So different ways to approach it. I just trying to keep you interested in playing with numbers more. So this was the one I missed, and then we went to Q13. Let me see if I can find that. Is that that was this one, the fraction one. Okay. Alrighty. So we're slowly evaluating the numerator, right? I need a different color now for sure. We have -4 minus 6 times -1. So we have just two operations here, subtraction and multiplication. So we have to do this one first. So we have -4 minus, and 6 times -1 is -6. So remember, you're going to have this repeating negative sign. An alternative way to do this is to think of this as a -6 times a -1, in which case you would get a +6. But we're going to do that in the next step here. We're going to put this over 2 times -4 plus 3 squared. And let's change colors. All right. So for this one, we're subtracting a negative, which makes it a positive. So we've got -4 plus 6 all over 2 times -4 plus 3 squared. So -4 plus 6, how much is that? Same as 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 is 2, last I checked. And then here in the final step, let's go to blue. We have parentheses -4 plus 3. That's going to leave -1, I believe, squared, and 2 times that. So how much is -1 squared? -1 times -1 gives you a +1. So we have 2 over 2 times 1, which is equal to 2 over 2, which is equal to 1. Okay, so it's hard to look at this fraction and see, oh, obviously that's 1. But if you go through PEMDAS, and it might not be 1. If I got it wrong, it won't be. But I did get it right. So often there's a kind of logic like that, like division problem without a remainder, or a really scary looking problem that just works out to be a friendly little 1. So go ahead and try to work these. If you run into trouble, ask me. If you you can do more than one of one type if you like. And I think that is the last of this set, PEMDAS with negative numbers. And then we're going to do a few substitution problems and then algebra. Okay, I'll be back in a minute.